One game down tonight. Well, 2 games technically. One more left to go. Of course, in AM. Of course. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gigantic Thursday! Yes, so glad you could be with us here tonight. We are on a little bit later than planned. In fact, exactly 1 hour and 5 minutes earlier than planned. That's just because, well, the X's game got rained out last night, so they had to push it back to tonight, and Game 2 now will be starting here in about 5 to 10 minutes from now. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a great night ahead of us. Sioux City, unfortunately, just came up short in game number 1 of the doubleheader. In fact, Winnipeg, they were up 4-0 at one point, and then Henry George tied it with a grand slam, and then Winnipeg got one in the top of the 7th to take game 1 by a score of 5-4. And when you look at the standings, at least standings-wise, it's pretty dang close in the West. Sioux City with the loss, they are now half a game back of Kansas City for that first place spot in the West. And then Sioux Falls, not too far behind them at 2 games back. In fact, Sioux City will be in Sioux Falls tomorrow night, so things could really switch around here. This is almost a must-win. Well, it is pretty much, according to Danny Vaughn, a must-win game for tonight. So, yeah, we'll see. And then Lincoln, Winnipeg, they're both 5.5 games back, and Fargo is 6. But by the end of the season, this could all be flipped around. Who knows? We will see. We are almost at the halfway point. In about a week, we'll be at the halfway point of the season already, and this is the first game we're broadcasting, solo, basically. So, yeah, that is what's going on tonight. We will also have more of my thoughts on the Musketeers schedule for this year, and really the league schedule for really the whole season, because I had a couple interesting thoughts about it, which I think you'll enjoy sharing. Or you'll enjoy me sharing, for sure. Blabbermouth I am. But, yeah, anyway, so I'm still not even ready yet with game number 2, at least in terms of my scorecard here. So, yeah, since they did play a doubleheader, they are both 7-inning games. And, in fact, one thing that kind of worried me when because I went out to dinner earlier on tonight with my grandma and some of her friends. I know, fun. No, it was actually really nice. One of the main things that I saw, which kind of worried me a bit, was that instead of, when they used to have doubleheaders listed, they would have them listed as one game starting at 5:05 and then the other game starting at 8:05. Well, now, they have it where it's, one game starts at 5:05 and then the second game's supposed to start at 7:35. However, because of, and that was mainly because of the pitch clock, and most of the 7-inning games were under 2 hours long. Usually 2 hours would be the longest. So 5:05, you got maybe even 5:07, and 2 hours at 7:07 take 30 to 40, well, about 40 minutes, honestly. So second game would start, say, at like 7:47, and then, so we would all be done by about 10 Central Time, but that's not the case tonight. The first game actually went 2 minutes and 20 seconds, or 2 hours and 20 minutes. God, imagine a baseball game going 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That would be quite the story. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, just imagine. Okay. Yeah, I kind of wish I wasn't working on this now, but, you got no choice since we just got the lineup, so. Also don't want to miss the first pitch. That would suck. All right, Curtis Burn, okay. Yeah, so as I was saying, this is really like the first time we have covered the X's this season, just in one stream. Like, that was only what the stream was about. So this is kind of I mean, it doesn't feel weird, but, you know, it just, I guess around this time, that's just the way it works, because we just got through both the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals. So, I mean, all we got now is baseball, and we're going to start covering MLB next week, too, as well. I'll have to schedule for that later on in the game. Okay, so I just got to get Winnipeg's positions in the outfield, and I think I'll be good to go with that. Hot to go, I guess, is.
Back days, a true rookie getting a pair of game-winning RBIs for Sioux City. It looked like Jason Jarvis was in trouble. He was trailing 2-1.
Okay, I'm looking here.
Game, his second straight start, but that late offense. Sioux City made their comeback against one of the best relievers in the league that year, Chris Kissick, who had allowed just 2 runs total in his previous 17 appearances for a 1.00 ERA. Winnipeg rolled the dice, walking Yasuki Ignucci.
Roll the dice. Love rolling dice. It's just fun.
That's what. To take the lead on the way to a 4-2 winner on this date in Sioux City, Texas history. June 26th.
Boom! Mic drop.
No.
That was kind of cringy. I'm not gonna lie.
Comes up next.
Okay, game 2 apparently is coming up next. So, yeah, like I was right with between the 5 and the 10-minute time window. So, yeah, boy, that was kind of an interesting millionaire we aired earlier on this evening, wasn't it? If I do say so myself. Yeah, I know I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully you all did as well. Okay, so, you know what, we'll just get to the MLB stuff right now. So next Thursday and Friday night, because that's typically when we're going to do these X's games now, is Thursday and Friday nights. Next Thursday night, July 3rd, we'll have the Cleveland, I almost called them Indians, Guardians at the Chicago Cubs, and then next Friday night, we'll have the Astros at the Dodgers. So, yeah, and then the next week after that, nothing on July 10th. And then July 11th, that'll be Texas at Houston, excuse me. And then that's all the MLB action we'll have for now. We will add on in the season at some point. It'll just depend, obviously, and it depends on the national TV schedule, too. So, yeah. Yes. Wait! They don't love you like I love you. Wait. They don't love you like I love you. There it goes, something like that. I like how it all of a sudden, all these songs have resurgences on TikTok, but yet I already knew them before they became big. I know, like, people my age are like, oh my god, look at that, look at the song. I mean, it's so amazing. Like, oh, wow! Like, it's this brand new thing, but yeah, I've known about it for years and years and years. See, that's the thing. I don't need TikTok to know songs. That's all I'm gonna say. In fact, I laugh in, people my age's faces when they, sing like these songs from 20, 30 years ago, and I say, yeah, I knew them before TikTok! Or before they got big. Because, look what happened with Running Up. Although that was more of a, oh God, what's it called? Stranger Things thing. See, I don't keep track of that either. I don't watch Netflix unless there's game shows. If there's game shows and sports, fine. Because those are the only things I watch. And reality television. That's about it. So, yeah, I don't watch dramas, sitcoms, any of that crap. I do watch the news, though. So, I'm pretty knowledgeable on that. So... yeah, gosh,
I am more afraid of Winnipeg than Sioux Falls at this point right now. Sioux Falls has been surging off.
Oh, so the game just started. That's nice. And we don't even have the stream for that. We will do our little jackpot type thingy. So, for each time the X's score a run, we'll add $1,000 to that. And we're going to add it to this pot we'll be keeping track of all night. And we will add $1,300 to the score, or to the pot. And then...
I believe what I understand, he arrived right during game number.
For each time the X's give up a run, we're going to deduct, ooh, $6,000. Whoops, so that might be interesting. And that will be the starting pot for our contestant when they play later on tonight on the $1 Million game. Yeah, we're ready to go. There we go. So now we're going to head to the stream.
Chips are in. You want to win a
there
series?
We go.
The pressure back on
so
really
already Keyshawn Lynch is, has a 1 and 2 count. So
one game lead at the moment. Here's a 1-2.
Oh, that was up high. A little up high. Too up high for my liking. Although, you know what? Ugh. That's all I gotta say about that.
The trailer goes up. Highway 20. Flags are blowing from left to right.
Boy, a little windy in the sill. Oh.
Towards Shadow Center and coming in now be Knowles in the Iowa twilight there makes the play.
Oh, it's not quite twilight. It is only 8:16 Central Time. So.
Skipper of the Winnipeg Gold Eyes and his second year, Logan Watt.
I mean, the sun is going down, but
Adam
like.
Denoche, the hitting coach.
Sorry.
One down, and Robbie Enriquez, the first baseman, steps in. First base dugout for Goldie.
I say they better have the stream loaded up here, my lord.
Base coaching the box, and that looks like one of the pitchers, maybe Lamson over there in the first base box, and low and away for the ball 1-0. Just rolling in. We did not know that Weatherby would start. Now you did mention in game 1 if I thought that was the case. I obviously have no clue what I'm
laughed
talking
in
about,
his face. That's John Colvita.
I guess I was thinking that the X's I pulled out. 1-0.
Oh, and Danny Vaughn's good at his job, so.
Back out and shadow left. The shortstop will reach up. It blows back in a bit. There's out number 2. Breeze the moment at 17.
2 quick outs just like that.
I mean. Gust, but steady at 9 from left to right. The right field.
Okay, since when is 17 miles an hour considered a wind gust? Like, I know once you get up into like the 20s and 30s, you know, but. Hey, 17 mile an hour winds, that feels pretty nice. So.
I didn't know that we'd see a change between ball games. Now back one to Max Murphy.
Look out.
This one, but a lot
they got all the little pupils chasing after balls. That sounded really bad, but.
Suddenly we have a player that we don't have on our website. I'm like, that's like, for me, it's like a real head scratcher.
Yeah, like who did this guy come from? Where did this guy come from?
I like the fact that if somebody can go on our website anytime to find out information, but we didn't know until you gave me the lineup.
Until I saw a new guy in the dugout. I figured they had signed a new player, but
and the big news is that Zach Williman, one of our star pitchers, he's now in the Cincinnati Reds organization. He got called up there today. Chattanooga, I think, is where he's going to go. So, yeah, that's going to be a big loss for them. Oh, a quick 1, 2, 3 inning. Just like that. We'll take a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. Our first commercial break of the night.
Roku Ads Manager puts Roku's reach within your reach. Sign up at ads.roku.com.
When you order a Schlitz, you don't think about the months it takes us to brew and age it. But the long, careful golden age of Schlitz is what makes it America's choicest premium beer.
When you're out of Schlitz, you're disaster. You're out of beer, Schlitz.
That you'll take the voice of this lovely woman, Mrs. Trump, and put it into this damn hat. Why? To tell the world the benefits of Aflac with sex appeal. Brilliant, sir. I know. Now throw the switch.
If you're hurt and can't work, Aflac can help pay your bills with cash.
Genius! And her? Aflac!
Consider the care and feeding of a motor vehicle. City buses like diesel fuel. Little fellas take economy gasoline. Folks in the middle go for regular. And powerful cars use premium. But a car that knocks needs Gulf No Knocks. No Knocks is a special premium with additives that stop cars from knocking. Imagine what No Knocks can do for a car that doesn't knock. Try a little and see.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back into the game here quickly.
Let's go. And Georgia's
Bottom of
got
the first
Henry
inning,
first
X
inning.
is up. Let's do this. You know,
Respect Henry away from the ball. Let it out.
Henry George, he got a grand slam in game number
He's
1.
hitting 450 when he leads off an inning, so it's not like, it doesn't do
He's
a lot.
got 2 home runs, 15 RBIs on the season total. Once you add it
Dan,
all
I
up.
thought this for a long time. I think a league champion
Tuesday night he had a hit,
final form,
got
if you
struck
will,
out.
as
He
Henry
did
George
get
was
caught
I really
stealing,
do.
but he
Yeah,
had
I think you're right.
0.33
1-1,
batting
swing away,
average, which is
1-2.
his
I think you're
average
right.
of the entire
And
season.
the reason I say this, and this will take Exodus fans back, he's very much a Michael Lang type in the sense that he gets on base
Boy, that's a
somehow, some way.
throwback.
He's got a little pop perhaps.
Mid
I don't
to
know.
late 2010s
Michael had the vintage
throwback.
pop when he's younger, but a little bit of, that's sort of what Lang was always doing early in his career. Now, Lang did slide the 2-3 spots. Now, remember the early Michael Lang, here's the 2-2.
Oh yeah, that's
Just on the line right side.
common,
makes
I
it.
feel like.
And
There we go.
Sort of know what you're talking
We
about.
are
there, I'd
off
say.
and rolling.
Dan, I know ball, as the kids say.
No. Is that what you know? Is that what you know, young man? Is that what you know?
I think so.
He knows
I bet
ball.
again,
Don't
back to
deny
that,
it.
well, Exodus fans can tell you they've always been the one thing about the
Okay.
Exodus that's
I gotta
important.
fix my
That's why
earpiece
this whole. I
here.
think you brought it up in game 1. Who bats where?
Lutich
It's
batting
probably more
second
important
and
to this
Terry
team than about
Sante.
anybody because the way it's designed to put a pressure
He's had a
on.
pretty
like
darn
that,
good
grab an early
season.
lead
2
or
home
whatever,
runs,
get that
18
run around.
RBIs,
It's Lutich down low and away from the ball, 1-0.
which is considered quite a
Backside
lot
to the
in
2
American
spot.
Association. But
Scoreless here. Luke Boyd. We went through this last week that when we saw Boyd up
Luke
in
Boyd.
Canada, the Big 12 matchup, we had
Mr.
time here
Irrelevant.
around the clock. Okay, so we're going to start it up
pitched
again.
5 1/3 last time he played Sioux City with 8
Yeah,
runs. All 8 of them earned, 6 hits, 4
Boyd's
walks.
from
Only had 1
California, went to
strikeout
Baylor.
and an ERA of 5.40.
Lutich from
And that
Texas
was,
and went to
let's see, that was
Texas
the
Tech,
20th.
maybe.
So last Friday night,
Old Big 12
he sucked. I'll
combatants.
just say that.
But what are the Texas rivalries? Because I know that obviously Texas and Oklahoma, A&M and Tech. What are the other rivalries? TCU and SMU.
Huge.
Well, basically any
Rice
of them.
and Houston. I know that
Rice
sounds-
and Houston.
The Bayou.
Yeah,
the
that
Bayou
is a good
Bulldog.
one.
Okay.
That's a big one.
I wonder,
don't
who
know
would
if it's
Tulane
no,
have a
but
rivalry
It's still been
with?
big over the years. Snap throw back to first.
Hey, Houston's a Power 4 team now.
Anybody that plays over in Texas is a big deal. Yeah, that's sort of the lay of the land there. And it sort of depends on the sport. Lately, TCU and Tech have gotten into it a little bit.
Well, yeah, because they're both in the same conference. They're both in the Big 12.
There's the 1-1. Line to right. Come on, sit down. And nope. Right there is Braxton Turner, right field.
That would have been really nice, though.
Out number 1. Defensively, Tanner Otremba had left. Jacob Robson and center.
Trumba!
We're talking about versatility. Catching, playing right field. Deshaun Lynch over at third. Andy Armstrong at short. Ray Patrick Dinner. Second base. Robbie Enriquez at first. And
Well-
Gustavo Sosa, the catcher.
Gustavo Sosa. Okay. Carlos Castro.
Carlos
He's a
Castro,
catch.
Brandon, I literally was not here this morning, okay?
Although they have him down as a catcher, so.
We didn't know he
Although
existed.
Curtis Bird has
No,
been pretty
I-
darn
before-
good in terms of
literally,
catching
I-
for the X's, so.
Trevor Curl says to me, who is Castro? And I'm like going,
Who the hell
I'm like,
knows?
is that a trick question? I'm like, you mean like the country? I mean, what? I really was sort of shocked. I wasn't sure what he was talking about.
Fidel Castro? I
No.
mean, hello.
Well, Denise had called strike. And then I thought, well, what are they talking about? I didn't know what they were talking about. And I realized
Yeah, because I did my
when I looked
notes
at the lineup card again, I was like, oh, wait.
like
I
that.
know
I
this
did
is-
this
I was putting theirs in
between
first,
2
and then
o'clock and 4 o'clock Central Time this afternoon, so about 4.5 hours ago. So,
last couple of years.
and he wasn't even on the roster
Swing
yet.
away, it's
So,
1 ball and strike. this happens from time to time. We've had a couple times.
But hey, I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. I try so hard. Can't rise above it.
Hey, this guy's here. We've had that happen. But
don't know what it is, but that with that little gal's love or story, whatever. But I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Okay.
Step to the bucket right there. There's out number 2.
Oh, and he struck out. That sucks.
X's piece right there. Bring up the Sean Knowles with.
That's no fun.
Henry George aboard. Scoreless the first inning. Only time I can recall this, I was actually with the Gary South Sherrill Cats. I believe we were in Wichita.
That's ancient.
No, it was a home game. No,
it's just 12 years ago for being
wrong. In the booth, bless you, from the dugout from Greg Taggart going, oh, by the way, we signed this guy, and we were already on the air. I'm like, what? On the outside corner, called strike to Doles, and I had to do a roster in the break. And it was
yeah, we could.
That didn't happen a lot.
It's just like the breaking news thing we did Tuesday for the Musketeers schedule. You know. Bum 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 bum.
First, the 0-1, swinging a wave. All good, and we talked about this. Trying to find that missing piece that sort of makes everything that much better and extends your lineup. That's what Steve Montgomery talked about it. Maybe you'll see this thing get a little
back to the game.
Offensive punch, swinging a wave, and a 1-2-3 behind the single inning.
Well, yeah, behind the single. There we go. We'll be back in a couple.
Decisions. Do I want good, rich flavor or one that's lower in tar than the best-selling Filter King?
Wait. Now one cigarette gives you both. Pall Mall Gold. Newest U.S. government figures show Pall Mall Gold 100s now lower in tar than the best-selling Filter King. Longer, yet now lower in tar than the best-selling Filter King. You make out better at both ends with Big Tip Pall Mall Gold. Tastier, milder. Pall Mall Menthol, too.
Your Heartland Chevy Team dealers with 14 convenient locations, providing friendly service, a great selection of vehicles, and true hometown hospitality today and for the road ahead. Visit heartlandchevyteam.com.
Hey, I'm the new adjustable Gillette Techmatic razor. My brother, the old Techmatic, was made for average beards, but I have this new thing on the cartridge. I can take care of light beards, not so light beards,
Average beards, heavy beards, and even heavier beards. At this setting, I'll give you the closest shave you've ever had in your life. Remember my name, the new adjustable
Gillette Techmatic razor.
There is no such thing as the perfect tour to Europe. TWA learned that 22 years ago, when we began working with travel agents on European tours. So we've covered ourselves. We offer literally hundreds of tours to Europe. No matter where you want to go, no matter how much time you have to spend, nor how much money you have to spend. With so much to choose from, it should be very easy for you and your travel agent to find the perfect TWA tour for you. And now's the perfect time to plan it. Come in and take a tour of our tours.
Welcome back, everybody. We'll get right back straight into this one. Tremba up to bat.
Slider?
Yeah.
Slider came and talked to me.
Interesting name, I might add.
Didn't he sign your shirt? To John, love Slider. Tanner Tremba leads off for the Goldies. And the first with
Tanner Tremba.
Trent Weatherby's away for the ball 1-0. Tremba, then Ray Patrick Ditter and Jacob Robson. Scoreless here the second. It's about to be a great day. And you would have told me this morning, I said it in game one. I said, you're crazy, young man. You're crazy. It's going to be a game day.
I need to do that magic trick where they go
there for a called strike 1-1, kind of corkscrews in there. Yeah, this morning I drove by here. I mentioned this in game one. For you folks who are here on game two, it did not look good. It looked much like a lake. It did not look like it was going to be a good day.
You know what? We prevailed.
Swinging away, 1-2. And lo and behold, 7 or 8 hours later, the sun came out today, and we're playing ball. Got game one in, 5-4.
When I wake up in the morning,
They're a game below 500 here.
And the sunlight hurts my eyes.
Game one played in there. Game one tonight. He played game one of the series.
When I look at you.
1-2. Swinging away. Got it. See you later.
Adios, amigo.
Down. It's Weatherby. It's a strikeout here. Up again, our friends Jeremiah Johnson Brewing Company of Great Falls, Montana. Down our Brews and Q's. Saw a few folks lined up down there. I went down for my dinner in game one, and there were some folks grabbing a Jeremiah Johnson.
Although I will say, the X's, they're going to be showcased on regular over-the-air television starting with next Friday night's game, so that'll be exciting on July 4th, so it should be fun.
Shows a bunt, lays it down foul behind the plate, 0-1. I find this impressive, and I'll throw it all out there, but the X's pitching staff, now granted, Williman is no longer with us with the pitching staff. He's with us in the world, but not in the staff. Yeah,
that sucks. That's all I'm going to say. That sucks.
He's not going to the Reds. He's just dead.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing, Vaughn? Is the 0-1 on the outside corner, 0-2. He's not with the club. He's gone with the Reds. Kyle Barman, and along with Williman and Garcia, all had 65 strikeouts. That's the tops in the league. Weatherby 7th in the league with 10 strikeouts. Swinging a wave. He's got 11.
My goodness.
I'm sorry. It's okay. Not 0-2. It's now 1-2. Okay. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Oh, and I screwed up on my scorecard then.
So the X's have 4 of the top 10 arms to strikeouts. Sioux Falls only club with more than 1, and they've got 2. 0-2.
There's a strikeout. Right, I maybe shouldn't have crossed it out on my scorecard, but that's okay.
Weatherby came in 9th in the league at 47 and 2/3 innings.
It happens. Yes, I got it in case we do go 30 innings, which is possible.
2.76, and that went up tonight with his outing.
But we'll be here all night long if that happened.
One of them was a top 10 with a 2.34.
Especially when we started as late as we did. I mean, that would be, what, 8-9 hours?
Literally littered the
we would be at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, that's nuts.
Jacob Robson with 2 down.
Although I think it'd be interesting to be a part of a game like that.
Over for George. He will reach up, make the play on the run.
Perfect. Another 1-2-3 inning.
Number 3 in Orton.
So, yeah, we'll be back in 2 minutes.
If you crossed a clam with a tomato, you'd get a clamato. Clamato, the delightful blend of clams and tomatoes from Mott's. Not quite like clams or tomato juice. Tomato has its own flavor. Light, refreshing, rejuvenating. You have to taste it to believe it. Try Mott's Clamato. And you thought Mott's just made great applesauce.
Use Kayak's best time to travel tool to find the perfect time to go wherever you're going. Then, do what people do. Get distracted shopping for sun hats, celebrities in sun hats, celebrity homes, lawn ornaments. What were you doing again? Oh yeah, back to Kayak for a great deal.
Latest U.S. government figures show Silver Thin's lowest in tar and nicotine of all 100s tested, lower than most Kings. Can a cigarette that tastes as good as Silver Thins actually be that low in tar and nicotine? Read the United States government figures. Try Silver Thins now in menthol, too.
What's her name? What's her name? Snow White.
Snow White, honey, gondola and Finnish lights, music. You can worry all over again. And then we hop over to Ireland and see my relatives.
Relatives? Oh, you know.
We can see 22 countries in 5 days.
This is the time when people are planning their vacations and confusion is king.
I want the fresh air in Switzerland.
TWA thinks you ought to see your travel agent before planning a vacation. He can save you time, money, aggravation.
Paris! Champagne! Artichokes!
Artichokes in the kitchen is 10 feet away.
You don't love me anymore!
You settled? We're going to take the economy tour.
What's that?
That's where you stay home.
Your travel agent may even save your marriage. Welcome back, everybody. Bottom of the second going on right now.
We're still tied up at 0, but that's just because we only had one hit of the game, so still early. Josh Day is up next to bat here for the X's.
Josh Day is high 1-0. We got to get back to one more breaking piece of news. The moment that I just realized. But go ahead.
Well, Dan, Fargo has already lost today to Milwaukee 1-0. That game was at 12:37. 1-1 Bonnie.
Good.
Dogs and the Canaries.
I like what I'm hearing.
Kane County and Gary South Shore, they're tied 1-1. That game is delayed due to rain. That game the bottom half of the
We have
seventh
gotten
inning.
so much rain lately. I don't know what it is, but it's nuts. It was hot for like 4 days straight, and now for like the last 4 days, it's just been rain every single day. Like, ugh, that's what happens when you live in the Midwest.
Yellow Jackets.
It's crazy how the weather changes like that. I mean, my lord.
Why are they the Yellow Jackets?
That's what the high school team, I believe, called it.
The weather needs to, like, chill. Quite
I thought
frankly.
you were referencing Georgia versus Georgia Tech.
No, the Cleveland Yellow Jackets. I just know because I'm the Grandview Zebra broadcast, and that's the next town over. That's why I know this. But they're a lot larger town than Little Grandview. Little Grandview's 3. They're a 4A there at Cleveland. 3 balls, strike, sun out, shadows crossing that grandstand. Coming out of the infielders at 3-1. Swinging away, 3-2. The other piece.
Okay, that's okay. Uh-oh.
I looked down there, I saw a guy in a red jersey. I'm going like, who's going to coach first base in a jersey? It's Bobby Post, we're number 40. I have not seen this in a while.
Heck, I could have told you that because I saw him.
Now, let me rephrase that. Mongo, Bobby, Raphael, DJ, all those guys.
Although JD is in the dugout, so that's good.
They've all worn jerseys for their photos. But they don't usually wear jerseys. They usually pull-overs. 3-2 payoff. Get out towards center.
Which that's common. I mean,
the alley will be Robson. He'll reach up the center fielder for out number 1. But I did a double take. I'm going, who's wearing number 4? Wait, that's Bobby.
Duh.
Bobby looks like he can go take them out right now like that. I mean, take them out, take the pill, and go do a little work.
Well, as he should, really, to be quite frank with you.
I asked that on Sundays with Bobby about the jerseys. I don't recall.
Well, I think even when you look at the roster on the website, you can actually see the number 40 next to his name. So that's how I knew. So, but
Osvaldo,
you know,
Tavolan, and great guest, by the way. Good interview there after these called strike. You dove into his family life. Good stuff. The pregame show.
Oh, that was way out there.
But yeah, I'm
like
assuming. Maybe that's I don't know. I mean,
maybe for the Christmas card?
I don't know. I mean, they're here. I mean, see.
Send them a Christmas
Jake down
card.
there, the youngest.
Might as well. I mean, hell.
It's 2-0. Blowing away.
Outside.
Let's double check the count.
It's just 2-1, 2-1, not 3-1.
There we go.
Thank God.
Scoreboard kind of set there. 2 balls, a strike, 1 down.
Or, you know, the person who keeps track of that needs to be fired, one of the two.
Rolling grounds at the first base, right there.
Definitely not that one.
And Rick Castle do it by himself. There's out number 2. Bobby looks good, too, man. You know, and this is not a tongue-in-cheek. This is serious. Bobby Post and Steve Montgomery are in great shape now. They've really got their health. Both of them went on a health kick in the offseason.
Yeah, Montgomery, I think, lost 30, 40 pounds during the offseason.
Elves, if you call it. What do they call it?
Elves.
I think they call it what? Kilograms in Canada?
Kilos. Or stone if you're in Britain, which is equal to 14 pounds, so.
2 down, scoreless here in the second inning.
But good for them, though. Good for them, honestly.
In the third inning to go looking forward to next week. It's on the outside corner, 1-1. We don't have a Sunday game until after the Hope
I'm not going to say it, because then everybody would come after me for being
talk a little bit about goings on this today with Williman and all that. It's low for the ball.
Boy.
2-1. I got an update, too, on the situation with the X's new Carlos Castro.
My goodness.
Coming from Clubby John, who tells me this. Of course, Williman went on the plane. He landed. He actually landed at 6 o'clock today. Inside missing 3-1. Castro's flight landed at 6:04. We were an hour into the game here. He's going to take the advertising patches off his pants from Mexico.
I wonder if he's jet lagged.
Ready to go. He got here at 6. The game was playing. He landed. We were already.
So he got here 2.5 hours ago.
Sky high behind home plate. Back our direction.
He's not going to catch it, is it?
No
freaking way. That's
Railing
crazy.
down there. Good play right by it on play for out number 3.
We'll be back. Don't go anywhere. We're done with 2.
Amazon offers hourly employees free skills training programs, so they can move into higher paying roles, like software engineering.
You can take Salem out of the country, but you can't take the country out of Salem.
Super King Size Salem, the extra length cigarette that takes your taste to the country, wherever you light up.
You can take Salem out of the country, but Winston tastes good like a cigarette should. Winston tastes good like a cigarette should.
If you're looking for good taste in your cigarette, we're playing your song. Your next car. The great new Chrysler. The possible dream. A special calm. A whole new world. Now more a reality than you ever thought possible. Now more luxury than you ever thought you could afford. Now more attainable than ever. Chrysler, the possible dream.
Like a dream come true. Your best car is Chrysler. Your best car is here today.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back to the game. And leading off here will be Turner for Winnipeg.
Go by and see
Like
those
I
folks.
care.
July 22nd, the American Association All-Star Game is the first pitch to Braxton Turner.
Oh, who
from
gives a
Detroit Red
crap?
Wings away for the ball 1-0. Tom was...
Kidding, obviously,
we
my
gotta move
lord.
Toms.
Okay.
Toms. You're all good. You can hang out here with me for a little while. But I haven't tossed you out of the booth just yet. One ball, two strikes to Turner. Caught the tail end of game 1 as a pitch hitter. A pitch runner, rather, swinging away 1-1.
Hang on. Sorry. Lost my pen.
Want to be with the 2 strikeouts last frame.
He's really
And
done
the
well to
Winnipeg
get
Gold
things
Lions
going.
Go back home. X's will go to Sioux Falls tomorrow night. The Birds. And Sneaky Sport were tied at 1 a moment ago. Swinging away 1-2.
Birdcage.
These next couple series are going to be really
Well,
telling because
really.
the Nets have played the East Division more than they played the West
Yeah,
Division, really.
and you've got a real great opportunity coming up here. And
It's going to be a
that's
barn
the point I talked
burner,
about
that's for
yesterday a little
sure.
bit. Really, yesterday. Here's the 1-2.
Oh!
Popped out a play over our heads. You've got this series, which is you get a
Thought
win
he
here.
struck out.
It didn't drop you a separation, but you basically played, held serve with them, so they didn't gain, you didn't lose ground. The other thing is, you got Sioux Falls tomorrow for the second time this season on the road at their place, and that's huge because they've been playing great baseball. Then Kane County comes in.
Yeah, finally. Now they decide to. I mean, my goodness.
Next Wednesday. 1-2. Popped out of play. Right side, but yeah, these are all
Way over
behind
anybody's
that.
heads.
After that road, after that homestand, you've got Kansas City and Kansas City. So you've got, the 2 East divisions next week, but you've got around that bookended those Kansas Cities and the Falls and those Goldies here.
Great.
1-2.
Sioux Falls, KC,
Swinging away. Got him. See you later.
Sioux Falls.
Breaking
Lovely.
ball.
The X's really have to take a huge advantage
Weatherby's
playing Kane
third
County and Gary
strikeout here.
Southshore next week. Gary Southshore's 10 wins, or 10-31.
I don't know what to make of that situation. I asked Kevin Luco that today, with the American Association Insider. 10 wins. We're looking at a team that right now is, and you weren't here for this, but you've heard the conversations about it. Very Solana Stockade, Houston Apollo's numbers.
That's because Gary sucks.
Really, the Grand Prairie team that had the Chinese Nationals there that one year. You're talking about a team that's just won 10 ball games in the first almost half the year. They are just scuffling. Bonus strikes the 1-0. Found away right side. They've got some great things going on. You got a couple guys doing some good things.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
They have just not put anything together down there.
They've only, if they're 10 and 31, they're not good. Okay, Danny Vaughn just admitted.
I mean, if you put every single team in the West Division in the East, they're all in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, not all of them at one time, but you insert one team.
Right.
I think we knew what you meant there, Johnny.
Yeah, you just say, okay, we'll put Winnipeg
Johnny
over there.
C. Might as well put Winnipeg over there, my lord.
They leapfrogged.
You could put Fargo over in that division, and they would make the playoffs. Because right now, they're not in the playoff spot. Well, neither is Winnipeg, so that's why he said Winnipeg.
Lincoln was buried in the basement.
Although, depending on the tiebreaker, because them and...
3.5 back of Sioux Falls for third.
Who was it?
Fargo Moorhead defeated the X's. They, that doubleheader, they lost both games. They lost in a series. Now they've just
Lincoln,
all the way back.
Lincoln, that was...
7 over their last
couldn't
10.
remember for sure.
The West Division is significantly more fun than the East, right?
Yes.
Well, as it should be.
Found a way. I will tell you, and I can make an argument for every team, and I think Logan's going to have a good second half. I believe that. I told him that the other day. So much of their thing is that early start when they're on the road, that long road trip, got them in a hole, and then.
That's all I'm going to say on that one.
Because team's been hurt, they're really banged up. 2-2. Way right side. Lincoln, Lincoln's still got the whole half a season in front of them to really make some hay. I don't know if, they're going to catch Kansas City's the world.
Probably not.
I think they could definitely put themselves in the mix. And then you throw in,
I hope they don't.
Sioux Falls, they can very well win the division.
I mean,
they better not.
Back in Kansas City with 60 games to play.
Yeah, a lot of time left. 2-2. Going inside.
Although I'm not looking at the stats too much, to be quite honest with you.
This week with their series against Kansas City. That's part of it too. But of course, I can make an argument.
Sosa, well, last time he played Sioux Falls, or Sioux City, excuse me, was, what is that, Sunday afternoon, I believe?
But you told me a month
ago. Or no, it was last Saturday night.
You're crazy. 3-2.
It was the catcher, had 3 at-bats, 1 run, a hit, a walk, 2 strikeouts, a stolen base. He did pretty damn good.
L7.
L7.
Andy Armstrong. I mean, I give you Sioux Falls. I'm going to sign you Sioux Falls. That's your team. They're going to the division, and you feel like you've got a 1 out of 4
which that's not going to
chance
happen, like I said, because,
I'd say the same thing. Kansas City, you wouldn't be wrong with any of those teams as your choice. 2 down, and the batter Armstrong and Weatherby deals. It's a wait for the ball 1-0.
Outside.
I just think if you look at the schedule moving forward,
well, the last series, because this is his first game of the series. Well, I guess the first game was, but don't have the stats for that. 7 at-bats. He had 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, and a .255 batting average.
At the knees, a called strike 1-1. When I broke this down back when the schedule came out back, we broke it down in the show in the winter. I had this part. This was part of the segment of that, kind of the journey, if you will. Here's the 1-1. Going away from the ball 2-1. But this was part 2. Part 3 was really going to be that, and it's a small sample of games. That road trip is the one. That's the one that that it's the Kansas City, Cleveland, Lincoln stretch.
That'll be fun.
2-1. Low 3-1.
Come
now,
on.
The good news is there is an off day on that trip, so you're not going to be dragging Kalen and Lincoln, half asleep. That's a game at Cleveland on 6 o'clock on a Sunday. You're going to get, be a long drive, but you're going to have a whole off day to recover.
6 o'clock on a Sunday night. That sounds fun.
Now back 3-2.
Well, I'm just happy for you because you're going to get me for 6 straight days. And then you're John free basically from July 7th to July 28th.
Free at last. Boy, celebration.
Free and easy down the road I go.
I can see you breaking some beds in a room.
Yeah.
Knocking some paintings off the wall.
3-2. Ground up the middle. There's their first hit. got a hit. X's have a hit. 2 out single. Armstrong had a double early in the first ball game. Yeah, I'll be.
Oh, good for him. Nobody cares though.
Chandeliers, big parties.
You gonna break a table like
Break
Bill's
a
Mafia?
Yeah, steal a damn chandelier.
Car,
I mean,
partied my tail off. You know me, folks.
Tuesday night, Lynch had 2 hits, 1 double, 3 RBIs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, 1 stolen base, and he was caught stealing one.
Stretch,
So, holy
and this
crap.
stretch, and then you have that next stretch. Those two are really. First one is Lynch on the outside corner, called strike 1-1. And then you get in that stretch where you come home post All-Star break, get a lot of games in August here, and we get a
Which that'll be
violation
fun
there.
in and of itself.
We get a violation there, I believe, right?
Oh,
we
for
didn't.
God's sake.
Oh, you ride the clock again. Okay. It was an odd.
I was going to say, you better not have
Yes.
ran anything out.
Oh, what? Swinging away with nothing in 2.
Good.
3 city swings are tough. Everybody gets one.
Everybody gets
But
one.
I think the X's 3 city swing is not as bad as it looks, and I get the off day is what saves it. Throw back to first. And that drive for Kansas City, that's a day game in Kansas City. And down to Cleveland,
That'll be nice.
Grant, you're going to get in late.
11 o'clock in the afternoon.
Much better than playing a night game in Kansas City,
11
arriving 7 hours later or
Oh,
whatever, because you can get out of there mid-afternoon, you're going to get to them, 12:31 in the morning. I've done that drive a bunch of times, so I know this.
That wouldn't be too bad. Could be worse.
0-2. Popped up, right side, foul territory. That'll be in the bleacher seats. Look out, kiddos. Down there, that was our baseball buddies tonight.
Just actively jump over and run up into the stands, because that is legal. You can't do
Like it's
that.
really the
At
Kansas
least,
City to
if you
Texas
can't do
drive
that,
is
you
no
should be
different
able to
than
do it.
Winnipeg to Sioux City drive. It's about the same, maybe even a little closer.
That's just my opinion.
Although it's a straight shot, but 0-2, 2 down. Leans in. Scoreless here in the 3rd inning. Lefty looks to first base. 0-2. Down and it got away. That'll be the backstop.
Careful.
Wild pitch. Armstrong in split
pitch.
position. Ball. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes.
What else would it be? I mean,
It'll be interesting to see, come Labor Day weekend in Winnipeg, what these two teams look like. That to me,
that'll
I
be
love
wild. I know
you have
that.
a series like this, when you know you're going to play a team at the end of the year, what will they look like end of the year? In both teams. 1 ball, 2 strikes, in scoring position. 1-2. Swinging a foul back. Needs it 1-2. It'll be the 3rd time in my career I spent the Labor Day weekend in Canada, and which means for me usually it's a fantasy football draft weekend too.
See, that's the only part of fantasy football that I actually like. The
The
draft.
draft's kind of fun.
Oh,
I lost.
That's
this year
fun. The rest of it
because I picked
sucks.
Christian McCaffrey first overall when I should have picked Saquon. But I always pick Saquon because he went to Penn State, and it's the 1 year it actually works out.
1-2 inside corner.
As it
Called
should.
strike.
Ooh,
See you later.
that was
Look
quite
backwards
questionable,
there.
but
No runs, a hit.
we'll be back.
Certainty starts here with the original equipment parts from GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco that continuously evolve to meet the needs of today's advanced vehicles.
To run, too thick to drip. Gillette Foamy, hands down.
I have an announcement that might make other color TV sets obsolete. RCA is introducing non-sear color TV. I'm going to split in half and give you a simulated demonstration. You get this kind of smear when the tuner doesn't filter out interfering signals. RCA has developed a new transistorized tuner that filters better than anyone else's. Non-smear color TV. The second smear, inaccurate fine-tuning. Most TV sets fine-tune with partial accuracy. RCA is the only one that automatically fine-tunes with virtually 100% accuracy. Non-smear color TV. Now that I'm put together,
Why don't you split to your nearest RCA dealer? If you don't buy RCA, you may be buying an obsolete color TV.
The Great Plymouth Sale is now. Featuring special savings on specially equipped Fury, Valiant, Barracuda, and Belvedere models. Savings on such extras as white wall tires, vinyl roof, all vinyl interior, and others. All during the Great Plymouth Sale. So, for a great deal on specially equipped Plymouths, head for your Plymouth dealer. You'll see, when Plymouth has a sale, it isn't just good, it's great.
Sorry. Dun, 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 dun. Let's get back into this. Abdiel
I'm
Layer
going to
stuff.
spoil what the wager is just yet. As Abdiel Layer squares, pulls back, pitches up and in, 1-0. We'll let you know that if it happens.
If it happens, well, and the only way you'll know if it happens, if you hear his voice,
I mean,
then you know said issue happened, or said that happened.
1-0 pitch to Abdiel Layer, way up in his ball, too.
And if not, I'll have tasty cakes and I'll be on the air in the 6th inning.
Yum, yum.
Fair enough.
Or, not, I'll be on the air, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I got to do it, maybe. 2-0 pitch. Down and away, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes.
Do tasty cakes travel well?
I just want to know how we got into this discussion.
I would imagine they do. It's like a packaged buy. They're
okay.
It's like
Yeah.
3 out of way. Right down the middle, called strike. Luke Boyd, 17th rounder to the San Diego Padres back in 2021 out of Baylor University. Played there for 2 seasons, reached as high as High A Fort Wayne in 2022. This one on and found. Mongo almost had that one.
Careful.
Really good play, Mongo.
3 balls and a strike.
If you wore your jersey, you might make that play. Because Bobby
makes that play.
Absolutely. Boy, that's going to be a debate now. That's going to be fired up in the clubhouse tomorrow.
Well, and as it should. I mean, my lord.
3-2 pitch. Check swing called. Strike 3 doesn't matter.
Up, and then that happened. Well, great. Give me one Milton here, folks. Okay, there it is.
That'll bring up Curtis Byrne. Curtis catching both ends of the doubleheader. That was not on my bingo card.
No.
He was 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run in game 1. First pitch to him is taken for a called strike in the outside corner.
Although he's had a pretty good stay with Sioux City so far, I must say.
With the Cleveland Railroaders.
Tuesday night, 3 at-bats, a run, a walk, 2 strikeouts, .227.
And he played with Fargo, Moorhead, and Cleveland last season. 1 strike pitch.
So he gets around quite a bit. Hurry!
Long throw in time. We're out number 2. That's 8 in a row.
You gotta run like you're in track.
After allowing a leadoff single to the man coming up to the plate, Henry George.
I was gonna say, everybody was walking like it was 3 outs. I was like, is it 3 outs? No, it's not. That was just something in my imagination, that's all. Now, the 4th inning, we're going to be talking about
7th all-time at Baylor with 70 relief appearances.
The USHL schedule.
He was an All-American.
So, yeah.
Coming out of high school. All-region team as well. Was all Big 12 back in 2021.
What a Baylor fact?
Uh-oh, what?
What's your Baylor fact?
Baylor University, is the oldest school in the Republic of Texas. Founded in 1836, and it was
Cool. Not like I really cared, but
how about that?
1 strike pitch. Down and in, ball 1. So I knew that Texas wasn't a state immediately. So Baylor was founded before Texas became a state.
well, no, that was because of the whole Louisiana Purchase type thing.
1836.
I want to see your library. 1 pitch on the outside corner, strike 2. I need to see
Please.
your setup back there. I need to see every book that you read.
Well, it's my wife. She has the books. I've probably read like 2 books in my life.
Okay.
She's got
Same
like,
here.
Our dining room has a library. What are you talking about?
1-2 pitch.
Who wants to
bounces
read a
below the
damn
zone.
book?
My wife's an English teacher, the oldest an English teacher, the youngest an English teacher, and I'm not an English teacher. So there.
Nope.
Yeah, everybody in my family is either a teacher or a nurse.
Sister's a nurse.
And John
there.
Colavita's
That
a broadcaster.
matches.
You know what? It works.
Balls, 2 strikes
It
here on
works.
Henry George. 2 outs, bottom 3, no score, nobody on. The pitch. George
Oh,
drives into
that's
the gap in
hammered.
right center field.
Go,
It's going to be trouble.
go,
Did
go.
he do it again? Not this time, but 1 hop's off the wall. George is going to dig
Oh
for
my.
3.
He's going for
He
3.
is in there with a head first time. Henry
There we
George
go.
is second
There's a
after
little
base hit
momentum we
today.
needed.
And
Woo!
he just gives a little Maloika right to the third base touch. The X's are right.
I don't know what that was.
And the first run of the game could be at third base right now.
As
with
it
Zach
should be,
Bulatich
my
at the
lord.
dish.
Well, I don't know if he's a leadoff man the rest of the year, but your statement earlier, it
We're in
definitely
pretty
checks out.
darn
because
good
that's the
shape
guy you want.
with him, I'll tell you that much.
Limited sample size, but 2 for 2.
Bulatich Tuesday night had 1 hit and 4 at bats, so I mean,
I'm kind of with you there. I more I think about that.
had a great first game.
His on base percentage is too high for him not to lead off. He walks too much to not lead off.
Well,
Here
and
is
you
Zach
know,
Bulatich
people don't want to
trying
face
right
him.
his
That's
first
why they
time
keep
around.
walking him.
Pitch to him is a bender for a called strike on the outside corner.
Right.
Bulatich did not like that from
Well,
Tim
and he
Montoya.
shouldn't have, to be quite
16th
frank with
multi-hit
you.
ball game for
I gotta go get my laptop cord. I'll be back.
Dan, I don't know if you realized this when you were in Winnipeg, because Zach Bulatich flew out to Turner his first time around. I texted you. They both have the same walk-up song.
Yes,
the one
yes,
strike pitch.
yes. I didn't get to that at the time, but I remember it was one of those tidbits because I didn't know probably didn't know the song. That may have been the reason why.
Well, the only reason I know Zach Bulatich's walk-up song by heart is because it's Kyle Schwarber performance.
Right.
So Bulatich, even
What song
count,
was he
1-1,
talking about?
George in third, infield back, Lynch off the line and deep in third. Outfield straight away, all the way around, the pitch. Swung on, punched foul towards the right
Hold
side.
on. I gotta
Still 1-2.
do this.
Wind's been blowing out to right all day. Don't really see much of that, really. It's usually out to left most of the time, but here's a meeting on the mound between Sosa and Boyd. So what they do here, Curtis Byrne told me this, when you bring the umpire out to the mound, it doesn't count as a mound visit. You only get 2 per inning in the American Association. They're just going over signs.
Oh, well.
The sun has gone down here in Sioux City, Iowa. The lights are on, but there's still some daylight out there.
Where's it at?
And it's all but faded from the sky.
Three's Company. That I haven't heard that one in a mountain visit in a while. I love that, Luke. Great work there, next door.
I think Luke might be an older soul than me.
Yeah, that's Three's Company theme song. Very big 70s sitcom.
Oh, I know. Trust me.
Boyd kicks in the 1-2. Bulatich takes on
Are
the outside
you
corner, called
kidding
strike three.
me?
And he's not happy.
Boy, that was
Good reason,
delayed,
but the
too.
end
He
zone, in any
waited
case, no runs
a
ahead.
couple extra
No
seconds
errors.
to make
Go-ahead
that
run
call.
stranded at third base.
That's crazy. We'll be back. Holy, my God. That was not a good call.
Wait till I tell him about this back home.
You don't have lady barbers in America.
I don't know why not.
It's very common here in Sweden.
Stop. Don't stop. Stop. I'm sorry, honey. I've been spoiled.
I don't understand this spoiled. Lady barbers?
The spoiler. You have to feel it to understand it. The Great American Cover-Up. When perspiration wetness shows up, we cover up. Well, cover up no more. Right Guard introduces a special Right Guard for people who need extra protection against wetness. New Right Guard antiperspirant in the silver can. Checks wetness with the most powerful anti-wetness agent ever put in a can. New Right Guard antiperspirant. Cover up no more.
Dad, come on, let's go.
I'm working on it.
From watching her first hockey game to playing in one. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
An announcement that might make other color TV sets obsolete. RCA is introducing non-smear color TV. I'm going to split in half and give you a simulated demonstration. This kind of smear is when the tuner doesn't filter out interfering signals. RCA has developed a new transistorized tuner that filters better than anyone else's. Non-smear color TV. The second smear, inaccurate fine-tuning. Most TV sets fine-tune with only partial accuracy. RCA is the only one that automatically fine-tunes with virtually 100 non-smear color TV. Now that I'm put together, why don't you split to your nearest RCA dealer?
RCA non-smear color TV. If you don't buy RCA, you may be buying an obsolete color set.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back in.
Carlos Castillo from
Leading
Jared
off Roby
Weatherby.
Enriquez. So,
he's inside for a ball, 1-0. Enriquez 0 for 1. He popped the short
here's
back
the
in the
discussion point I wanted to bring up tonight about the Musketeer schedule.
Weatherby.
To me, when I was going through it last night, I noticed that there was, and I took notes, which is why I keep looking down here. I felt like there was a lot of weekday games. I don't know why I felt like this, but it just seemed like that to me for whatever reason. Which, I mean, is fine, but here, I'll just say this. When I say weekday, I'm considering Monday through Thursday. And when it comes to weekend, I'm considering Friday through Sunday. So I actually went back and I looked on the league website. Sorry, I didn't catch that. And on the statement on the league website, it mentions that 92% of games are played on weekends. So, I did my research. So, last year, there were 496 total games played during the regular season. I'm only counting regular season because postseason games are normally played on weeknights. So, yeah, so there was 451 weekend games. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so I did the math here. 451 out of 496 regular season games. That is 90.9%. So not quite 1% short of 92, but you know, you get what I mean. So I did the math this time. And again, there were 45 weekday games, which I thought was coincidental. And then there's 435 weekend games. Now, obviously, we don't know what the fall schedule or the fall classic schedule is going to look like, so this will, you know, probably be different. But I did the math on that, and it's 90.6%, which I thought it was going to be way lower just because I kind of thought that, you know, it seemed really high in terms of away games. Or in weekday games that we had. So, yeah, like I said, I just thought that was strange. So, yeah, although I'm sure once we get the fall schedule, or the fall classic schedule out, then that'll probably drop maybe to even below 89%. But I just thought that was strange. And here were some of my theories why I thought that. Mainly because there's more games on Thanksgiving Eve and on New Year's Eve this year. There's usually only about 4 on each day, and I think there's either 6, maybe even 7 on both nights.
No, not this time.
So, yeah, I thought that, obviously. And another reason why I thought that is because there's more weekday games and Sunday games earlier on in the season this year than there was last year. Now, the reason why I think because of that is it looks like the league might have cut the season a week short this year. Now, normally it ends around mid-April, and then the playoffs get off and going. However, it ends in early April, April 3rd and 4th.
The umpire did not appeal. Now he does. No, the count is full.
So I just thought that was strange, you know? I mean, So I thought because of that, if they did do that, I wonder if maybe they're going to start doing the weekend playoff games again, which could mean an overhaul on the current playoff system, which a lot of fans in the league don't like. The fact that, you know, two teams get a bye from round one, and the other teams have to play, you know, 2 or 3 games in the first round before the second team that they're playing up against can even play a game in the postseason. They didn't think it was fair, a fair competition, which I understand why. And I mean, hell, it bit Sioux City in the behind this year, because they played 2 games, Tuesday night and Wednesday night versus Fargo, and then instead of pushing it back a day to Saturday, Sunday, and then Tuesday, they just automatically went on Friday against the top team. So they played 5 games in 7 days. That's not, I mean, if we were in the NHL, fine, but these kids that are playing are my age, maybe a year older, so that's not very good. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, when I have to go on air live for 5 days straight, it tires me out a lot. So, I mean, after each stream, it takes a lot out of me. So,
only the 16th play. The 19th season was the last full season.
But yeah,
the Saints played before they became AAA for the Twins. They won the title.
1 strike pitch. Breaking ball, swinging and a strike 2.
But yeah, those were all the notes. I surprisingly got through those as quickly, or more quickly than I thought I would.
Baseball reference page over there.
I know this. I'm just telling you, you can't cheat.
Well, I already cheated.
Who is it? Who they play?
It's the X's.
Oh, okay.
I can see that far.
Oh, I didn't know if you were like. I was trying to see if you were thinking.
I don't know what the conversations take because I was rambling on about that, but I find it funny. That's all I'm going to say.
There was the bubble being played. They had a bubble to start with.
Oh, the bubble, the COVID bubbles. Oh my, those.
St. Paul, Chicago, Milwaukee. And
that was interesting.
Wheels off year.
That's all I'm going to say. The COVID bubbles of 2020.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Another strikeout for Jared Weatherby. That's number 5 for the lefty. 2 outs here in the 4th.
Boy, are we going to be going to extras in a 7-inning game?
We got musicals on the brain, don't we?
I always like that.
Well, they were talking about musicals quite a bit in the first game.
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music, but again, it's...
Because John Colavito was in choir during freshman and sophomore year of his high school, but apparently the choir teacher didn't like that, you know, he would go to baseball practice. So.
That was the one that was always on.
Although I feel like at the high school I went to, the choir and band, the fine arts wing, and the all the sports, they were pretty good. Well, they had a pretty good relationship. So
Weatherby looking for another scoreless inning. Finally throws to Ditter.
Oh,
that was a real rough stretch for Winnipeg.
That was quite high.
They basically didn't play a game there. At the time it was called Shaw Park. Now it's called Blue Cross Park. They didn't play a game at the end of 2019. So they returned home at the very tail end of 21. There, it was last half a month of August.
Pitch called strike outside corner, 1-1. You said they played in Fargo, right?
No. They played in Fargo, and they had the bowl, and they were in Fargo. Or they were and then Winnipeg was in Fargo. St. Paul was in Sioux Falls. But there's more to it.
That was an interesting.
Weatherby, throw over the first snap, throw Murphy back.
The next year, Canada had very tough border restrictions in 21, and Winnipeg.
That's right.
Did not play
because the NHL they had an all-Canadian division, so.
Jackson, Tennessee, okay.
Which now is the home of the Rockabillys and the Prospect League.
Oh wait, no, that's Mississippi.
One pitch. Low.
It was a double-A for the Diamondbacks, I believe, in the old Southern League, but they've now gone to the Partner League. But they had to play there, and they had to play the whole season until, I want to say, the last series of July. They had a road trip. They went home second week of August.
2-1 swung on and fouled away to the right side.
I remember going there with the old Monarchs. The Monarchs were the last team that played them in Tennessee that year. And They
Well,
were,
imagine having to go all the way to damn Tennessee
sculpted
for a
crew and the
baseball
fans.
game.
I mean, it was really a hard thing.
Couldn't
They didn't
imagine
actually
it.
play
Couldn't
games
imagine it.
with a full crowd to the 22 season.
2-2 here. Can Weatherby finish it off? Yes,
Yes,
he will.
he can.
Swing and
We'll take a
miss.
break.
He
We'll be
struck
back.
it
Don't
out.
go anywhere.
Take a good, deep breath. It's getting better, isn't it? People are starting to care about air pollution and do something. We've added detergent additives to our Phillips 66 gasolines and Top Arctic motor oils. The anti-pollution pistons, PCV valve, and other engine parts clean while you drive. Because when your engine stays cleaner, the air stays cleaner. The anti-pollution team, only from Phillips 66.
Big news, Target Circle 360 members. You can now get same-day delivery with no price markups, excluding select alcohol retailers and items. Shop from all these stores, plus more. Order now at shipped.com/360. Terms apply.
These have got 22,000 miles on them now, and there's hardly any tread wear. They're fantastic. I talk about these tires to people that don't have them and they don't believe me.
The more you drive on it, the more you'll believe it. The Goodyear Custom Wide Tread Polyglass tire can give you up to double the mileage of our best-selling tire. It doesn't say Goodyear. It can't be Polyglass.
Big stick, gonna pull the big machine. Die always melts, so clean. Wheel tough as leather, big and bad black. High, open wide, can't get no one talking back. It's the Hustler, GTO, GTO, Pontiac, the way it's gonna be. Sing your song or you're humming. Horses, do your stuff, keep it coming. Mountain, step aside or lay down.
The Humbler is here. This is the way it's going to be, baby.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back to the game. Bottom of the fourth inning. This is where I think the X's are going to explode here. I have a
Williman's
feeling.
number 23 in the first pitch is cut on a missed. Huge hack, and it's 0-1.
Nothing in one.
Asked me, a very large fella, 6'1", 195. He's definitely looks the part.
Oh, he's looking hitter-ish. Look at him in the box. He is
Not
so
a
ready
U1.
in the box.
Not a
Pitch.
U1.
Swung on and fouled the way to the right side. Stepping out of the
31 games only on this year in Mexico. 237, 7 home runs, 13 RBIs in 31 games. Dominican Republic is native Dominican Republic in the winter.
The 0-2 to Castro. Inside, ball one.
He also played at Mazatlan, which I've told the story about going there in spring break many moons ago when they had a amusement park in the outfield. Not a big one, but a small one. Merry-go-round, Ferris wheel, and all that.
So 1-2. Castro, chopper up the middle, going to be a tough play. Armstrong raging, and it's in the center field. And that is Carlos
hit.
Castro's
Good
first
one.
hit as a Sioux City Explorer.
Fubo. Fubo is a sponsor. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's had a lot of time down there.
See, I told you I feel like this is going to be the inning for the X's.
Which is the Tigres de Quintana Roo.
He started in the Braves organization, played there from 2012 to 2017. That's the last you would see of affiliate baseball. Here is Deshaun Knowles, who struck out his first time around. Deshaun takes a called strike in the outside corner. Big strike zone from Tim Montoya.
Well, we've already.
Mexican League parks.
That's already been proven tonight. So
I would love to go see a Mexican League game. The atmosphere is probably absolutely amazing.
Cancun and Mazatlan, I've been to both those parks. Been years.
One strike pitch. Called strike in the inside corner, 0-2 on Deshaun Knowles, and now he's having it out with Tim Montoya.
Uh-oh. Somebody's going to get thrown out here. I have a feeling.
Yeah, well.
Someone's going to get ejected tonight.
See,
Just a
yeah.
hunch. Nothing in 2 on Knowles. No outs, no score, bottom 4 the pitch. It's swung on and popped up left side. Does Lynch have room near the foul line? Yes, he will.
That's at least fair, but you know.
So 1 on and 1 out for Josh Day, who flew out to center his first time around. So he was released by the Braves, only reached high A ball in 2017. He hit 283 with 10 home runs and 58 RBIs, yet the Braves released him. He then played for 2 years in the Frontier League with Evansville and continued to. He's hit everywhere he's went. Every place that Carlos Castro has gone, he's hit. First pitch to Josh Day is a little bit low, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball from Luke Boyd. So the Mexican Winter League is interesting to me because you're not playing at the same park as the regular Mexican League, are you?
Yes and no. I don't remember how many teams overlap there, but yes and no. I think it depends on the town. Not all those cities still have summer and winter. Some have just one or the other.
Day standing in, even stance from the right side. The 1-0 pitch, squares pulled back, strike one.
I used to be a lot more versed in the Mexican League than I was, now with Australia and the KBO and Japan. But yes, I haven't followed it like I should have in the last couple of years. But one time it was pretty standard to have a park for each one, or different town for each one. But now there's some overlap.
It's just not the case
one
anymore.
Pitch today, swing and a miss, strike 2. So
I mean,
Castro at first, not much of a stolen base threat. He stole 8 bases in 2022, splitting time with the York Revolution in Kentucky and the Long Island Ducks at the Atlantic League. The Atlantic League amazes me because I swear I've never seen anybody play for one team in one season. I swear that there are ridiculous amounts of trades in the Atlantic League. And it's 1 and 2 here on Josh Day. Armstrong and Ditter up the middle playing for 2. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, driven into the gap, and
down.
Turner able to track it down for out number 2.
Dang it.
Positioned perfectly.
The current Mexican League team is a North and South division. This is summertime.
Oh my God, there's a place called Chihuahua City. That might be like what the devil has in store for me at some point. I do not like Chihuahua.
Chihuahua City.
They are not. If you can't fetch, what are you even doing being a dog?
I believe that. I mean, I can believe that.
Tovalin who takes down.
Careful.
I stand by that, Dan. I stand by that. There's no point. That is a universal truth. Why have a dog if you can't play fetch?
I was pretty sure that Mazatlan was a winter only, and I'm right about that because that's what I saw in spring break.
I need to go to Mazatlan.
Ball no strikes here on Tobel, and he's 0 for 1. He's grounded to first his first time around.
Because
pitch.
Why not?
Way inside, ball 2. Playing into Paul Ditter deep in the hole at second, now ranging a bit more up the middle. Armstrong all the way up the middle at second base, and then Lynch playing the usual third base spot, even with the infielders shifted over. He's just maybe 15 feet off the line at the third base bag.
Wow.
2-0 offering. Tobelin takes, down and away, ball 3.
They're maybe just intentionally walking the guy. I mean, we just don't know that, obviously.
Osvaldo Tobelin from San Diego out of Division II Azusa Pacific.
Wherever that is.
2-time All-American, 2-time Gold Glove Award winner, 3-0. Called strike at the knees. We heard in the pregame show at Game 1, he and his brother both went there. He has 3 brothers who played college baseball, 2 that played pro, and a father that also played in the Mexican League.
Nice.
And his brother, his older brother Adrian, he also won an All-American 3-1 pitches. Up and away, ball 4. So 2 Division
there
II
we go. Now we're going. We're going.
Baseball in California and or
I feel good about this.
Your Power 4 teams. The Tobelin works the walk that puts Castro in scoring position.
By the way, Trenton back in the studio says he doesn't like Chihuahuas because they never shut up. So
yeah, that's the whole reason why you don't get Chihuahuas. I'm very pro and very anti a lot of things. Like I'm pro heckling, but I'm anti Chihuahua.
Okay.
At least he's being honest. At least he's being honest.
By the way, now this has come back to me. The Mexican Winter League, a lot of times called Pacific League, and that's where they often sometimes call me yes. A lot of those are not changed over the years. Most of those are going to be separate.
Here is Shumpert, the game of the line, and he takes down and away ball one.
It's all coming back.
Shumpert popped to the catcher his last time around. No score,
Yeah, which a catch
score,
he should
2
not
outs.
have even had, but you know.
Castro at second, Tovalin at first. Dinner up the middle.
Hit it out. Why not?
Keeping Castro
We need
honest
one.
at second base. Outfield straight away all the way around. Nights upon us. The 1-0 pitch.
Oh, that was not a good hit.
Behind the plate, 1-1. Shumpert heading into the day, he had really good stats. Over his last 15 games heading into this one, he's hitting .333 with 2 home runs, 3 doubles, and 11 RBIs. He did strike out 3 different times in game 1.
Hey!
Ball on a strike. Boyd comes set at the belt. And the pitch. Swung on.
Oh, that
down the right
still
field
wasn't
line.
a good
It's
hit.
not deep. Turner doesn't see it. And is that a fair ball?
Count it!
Just foul.
Yes! Oh!
Nick Webb called it foul. Turner lost in the lights. If it was up to me, I think that hit the warning track and on the line. Let's get another look on A.
Yeah, please. I thought it was fair.
At all. Shump poked that down the right field line. Let's see where it lands. And, ooh, that's real close. We don't have a close enough angle for that. Ooh, that looks like it's right on the line.
Oh.
It's tennis rules.
I think it's just foul looking at it. That one's really close.
Very close. Inches. That's not a foot and a half. That's inches away.
That was close.
This game being at least 1-0, maybe 2-0. So we'll do it again.
Well, hit it in the exact same spot, just a little over. That'll help.
Across the doubleheader. He's due for a base knock. One of the hotter hitters the X's have right now. Boy,
yeah, use that to his advantage.
Now back to the screen. Shump stays alive. Both teams have had trouble scoring runs across the league, coming in with similar offensive numbers across the board. And one of them cashed in the 1-2, pounds a little bit away from Sosa.
Well, I think he could have advanced the bag on
that.
that.
Wild here at Lewis and Clark Park.
I think if you really tried, you probably could have advanced
came over
a
this
bag.
season from Cleburne to help the Winnipeg Gold Eyes do something special. Nick Shumpert.
What? I don't know, but
he wants every bit of that to be untrue. A look back at second. Now the 2-2 from Boyd. Swung on, and that's late to the left field for a base.
Perfect.
Castro's getting
Perfect.
away from
Hurry. Hurry home.
Not even close. Throw goes back to third. They save there. An RBI single for
Yeah.
Sioux City takes the 1-0
There we
lead.
go. Now we're off and going.
Castro running with the pitch. The ball wasn't hit all that hard. Kind of died out there in shallow left. Castro motoring, easy scoring. So
Well,
went from first
we
to
got
third.
one.
Went to second
This
on
might
the
be a
throw.
pitching change.
And now Abdul Lair could potentially get the X's a couple of insurance runs there. And we'll get a meeting on the mound, and we'll get some warming up in the bullpen.
I'll get
for
my
Winnipeg.
blue pen ready.
And a full mound visit. Second and third, 2 down for Abdul Lair.
Wonder what they say in these mound visits.
Nick Shumpert has been the man to come through.
Fascinates me.
Time and time again over the last 2 weeks or so.
Boy, and this is a must-win for Sioux
It's
City,
only
too.
1-0, but it could be a whole lot more. Abdul Lair has a ton of power. He hasn't been swinging the bat well over the last 3 weeks or so. But he's a guy that has such a sweet swing, and he's come through in big spots when you've needed to do. He's 0 for 1 today. He struck out the third. Carlos Castro led off the inning with a single up the middle. And Abdul Lair continue this frame. There's a breaking ball missing inside.
Oh, that's okay.
I don't know. And then Deshaun Knowles and Josh Day both popped out. Toberlin walks Sumpert. He's the man that got the job done, man of the hour. Here's Lair. Heading the count 1-0. Boyd fired. Swung on and popped up behind the plate. Sosa gives it a look, but it's out of play.
Good.
Ball and a strike.
Okay with
2
me.
outs. Bottom 4 already 1 run in. Tobin in third, Shump in second. Armstrong deep in the hole at short, outfield straight away, all the way around.
Now,
As
a base
twilight
hit would
turning
bring
to
home
dusk
2 runs.
in western Iowa. Boyd the 1-1.
About as west of Iowa as
Way
you can
outside,
get,
ball 2.
by the way.
The X's have had a flair for the dramatics all year. They don't score a ton of runs, but each one is meaningful. They don't always come in bunches.
I see
they
a
have
gap
today.
between the
One
second
bunch.
base and the
Back
shortstop.
in the 4th inning of game 1. Layer waits the 2-1 offering. Swing and a miss.
It was
Slider
way out there,
outside.
too.
Got the third baseman to chase. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners in second and third, 1 run in, 1-0 X's lead here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. Halfway home, here in game 2 of the doubleheader. The pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and that will retire.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. We at least got 1. That's a start.
My antiperspirant? I'm trying to use it the one I got now because it doesn't always work.
If your antiperspirant doesn't do what you hired it to, fire yours and hire ours. Right Guard antiperspirant. Get the drying agent that really helps keep you dry. Stops odor too.
Well, my antiperspirant works when my boss is in a good mood. Like, he was in a good mood about a year ago.
Then fire yours and hire ours. Ours is Right Guard.
There's one metal that can help you do a tough job better. Tungsten. That's why we put it to work in the tungsten steel Persona 74. This is the sharpest, longest-lasting razor blade made, and it's a fact. The shave you get is only as good as the blade you use. Sharper, longer-lasting than any razor blade made. For years, Christ.
You got the right one, babe.
You got the right one.
Infinitely blissful, spiritually wonderful, diet Pepsi,
Really good.
There's only one right one, baby. You got the right one, baby.
The bespoke AI laundry combo washes and dries in only 68 minutes. Even smarter with smart things.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back into this one.
For the Winnipeg Gold Eyes,
We're
X's
looking
lead
pretty
1-0.
solid
Jared
right
Weatherby
now.
has a lead. The lefty kicks and fires.
Let's hope he doesn't
Major
blow it,
leaguers.
though. That's
Swings
going to
and
be
fouls it behind the plate. It's
a
nothing.
big thing. Ooh, it's officially dark outside. Nice. It is after 9:30 Central Time, after all, so.
Robson today is 0 for 1. He's flied left. In game 2, he had 2 hits, had a double and a
Game
single,
1,
drove in a
means.
couple of runs. 1 strike pitch.
Well, Tuesday night, 5 at
He
bats,
actually
1
drove
hit,
in
struck out once, and a stolen base.
the deciding
.178
run
batting average, so that
to
wasn't
double
bad
right
per
field
se,
to bring
but
home the 5th and the winning run. Oh and 2, Weatherby
oh,
misses
careful.
inside 1 and 2.
Careful, 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 Jared.
Jacob Robson In a couple of games for the Detroit Tigers in his major league career, had never picked up that first major league hit. 1-2 pitch. Chopper, slow roller to second, going to be tough for Shaw. Glove flip, not in time.
Ugh. Thought
A
he would
base
make
hit
it.
for Jacob Robson, his third of the doubleheader,
All good for him.
and his 7th of this 6-game set. He's had a decent series after coming into the day, hitting just 177. And now the tying run at first base, nobody out. Here's Braxton Turner, who struck out his first time around. Turner, 25-year-old, swings in the first pitch and drives one out to right center. Not very
Catch it.
calling for it.
Thank
He'll make the catch for out
Thank
number 1.
you.
So 1 on and 1 out. 1-0 X's lead here in the top half of the 5th inning. As Gustavo Sosa checks into the game.
Whew.
Former 10th round selection by the Philadelphia Phillies back in 2022. He's out of Rutgers. He went to South Mountain College
Rutgers.
in Phoenix.
Rutgers.
Prior to that, he was at Rutgers University. The pitch. Swung on and popped foul out of play to the right side. It's 0-1. So Dan, this isn't. You know how we talked about regular Purdue? You know how we talked about that?
Oh God.
So,
we're talking about it again.
Gustavo Sosa went to regular Rutgers for a time. I'll explain what that means.
There are other Rutgers.
There are other Rutgers.
Okay.
Look at first base. Now Weatherby fires. Called strike in the outside corner.
Is that the only state without a university?
No, it is. No, it's Rutgers.
I know it's
State
yes,
University,
but
New
I'm
Jersey.
saying that doesn't have.
There's no New Jersey State. There is the
There's
College of New Jersey.
There's no like quote unquote University of New Jersey. It's Rutgers, the State University.
There's
of New
the
Jersey.
College of New Jersey. There is no U of NJ.
Like University of Hawaii, University
Yeah,
of Washington,
yeah.
University of Mexico.
But Rutgers has Rutgers, New Brunswick,
Right.
or Rutgers Camden actually, that has arguably the best field you will ever see. So Rutgers, New Brunswick, or Rutgers Camden is sitting right on, I think, the Ben Franklin Bridge that connects Jersey and Philly.
Okay, what does this have to do with baseball?
And that, it's on the banks, and you see the
Hey, at
bridge,
least you learned something.
Like, that's your view.
Right, okay.
You're
During
on
these
the banks of
games.
the Delaware River, and it's a Division III school, one of the better.
Really?
It's one of the better stadiums you'll ever see because the Camden River Sharks used to play there.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know that part now. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
1-2 pitch. Runner takes off for second. The pitch is swung on a miss.
All right.
Down to second base, and it ricochets off of Jacob Robson.
He got lucky,
Sosa
that's for
strikes
sure.
out. 7 Ks for Weatherby.
I wasn't aware Rutgers had franchises, but now I've learned something new.
Well,
We will take the strikeout, though. Don't get me wrong.
State University of New York's got several, different ones.
Those are all different schools, though. There's still families of Rutgers. Like Penn State is 20 satellite.
Right.
So
I
I'm
do
sure
that.
that Texas Tech is a couple times.
Yes, San Angelo and Midwestern State. Yes.
Now Mongo's talking with the one on about his strike zone because it sucks. Sucks ass tonight, I know that.
Yeah, I guess. But Texas Tech, their partners they keep their name. We don't make them change their name to become. They can kind of keep their identity. We're very much like that. That's West Texas. We're much like that.
Okay. Yeah, they're definitely this. Actually, I don't think they're the Scarlet Knights. I think they're something else.
Huh.
Well,
yeah,
that probably is the case. Who knows,
Most
really?
of those schools are their own identity. Like.
No, they're the Scarlet Raptors.
Okay, well, because like UTSA is the Roadrunners, Miners in El Paso. Anyway, I digress.
Here's Andy Armstrong, who's 1 for 1, single
That's
back
for
in the
sure.
third. Tying runs at second base. First pitch, fastball right on the outside corner. Well, didn't get the call, but it's 1-0. It's a 2-seamer from Weather. Infield is back. A look at second now. We're varying the look as the 1-0 pitch is swung on.
Swing and a miss.
Really, the Midwest states, Kansas,
Iowa.
Iowa, Nebraska, Oklahoma, they don't have a lot of, they have some directionals, they don't have university whatever.
1-1 pitch, swung on. Oh,
there's not University of Iowa
Careful.
and like Sioux City, right? I mean,
Yeah.
there's directional schools in Northern Iowa. There's
You know what? It might be the Big Ten schools because the University of Minnesota has a ton of branch schools.
Right. Well, I think the population of the state.
1-2 pitch, chopped on the ground to second base, shoved again. This time, we will record the out for 3 of the putout.
We'll take a break. We'll be back. Don't go anywhere.
Some of the best tasting things in the world come from Latin America. Bananas, chocolate, coffee. Some of the best tasting cigar tobacco comes from Latin America too. Dutch Master cigars are made with tobacco from 4 Latin American countries: Puerto Rico, Santo Domingo, Colombia, and Brazil. Taste the slim Dutch Masters Elite. The 4 countries make a world of difference.
There are people today who feel a ride on one of these spectacular high-wheel bikes is a joy of the past was recaptured. Like Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, the high wheel is taking back to a time when life's pace was a little slower. Today, Pabst is still brewed the old-time premium way. Lots of that good old-time flavor. Pabst Blue Ribbon, for those who feel beer is something special.
Here it is. People telling all of us here at Ford what they want in a car, and we listen. They want our Ford Galaxy 500s built tough, so let's put 5 cross members into a strong S-frame. And give them a car that rides really smooth, with a rugged front suspension. They want a car that holds the road, handles easy, so put power steering on every Galaxy 500. They want protection against rust, so give them protective inner fenders. And a durable exhaust system with a double-walled aluminized muffler. That's what they want. Solid on the inside, a knockout on the outside.
The 72 Ford Galaxy 500. Quiet plus durability. A car built to hold its value. And to be quiet, year after year.
At Ford, we listen.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back into this one. Curtis Byrne leads off.
Curtis Byrne, Henry George, and Zach Vuletic. A chance to tack on a couple of runs.
Get some insurance
up there. On the mound, and his first pitch to Curtis Byrne is swung on and skied in the air. Shallow left. Armstrong, the shortstop, calling. He's underneath. And he scrambles to the left. Makes
that communication was god off.
That is out number 1.
Made it.
5 strikeouts, 1 run allowed through 4 in the 3rd innings for Luke Boyd. He's gone pitch for pitch with Weatherby. He's made 1 more mistake. Here is Henry George. George today, in this game, he's 2 for 2, single and a triple. He's already homered. That was back in game 1. Henry George is having quite a day, and he always does.
As he should.
He's up and out, ball 1. He's been aboard now in 13 consecutive games. And Deshaun Knowles did have a 16-game streak, and that ended after an 0-for-3 performance in game 1. As George takes a strike in the knees, 1-1. So Henry George not only is a player, but he is a coach. He's assistant coach for Division III Bethany Luther College. Back in Minnesota, 1-1 pitch. Down and in ball 2.
My God.
If you youngsters are watching at home, Henry George.
Few youngsters,
of average height in America. He's not one of your players. He's so built. He's so fast. To 1 pitch, swung on foul.
Okay, what?
He makes
oh God, the way you said it. Like, why?
Like Henry George, he puts the ball in play. He homers
quite literally
when he
the
has
cringiest thing of all time.
Steals every base he can, and he plays phenomenal defense.
That's all I'm gonna say.
And he knows how to coach him up too. You want to model your playing style after any man? It's Henry George. 2-2.
I can't believe that.
Low ball 3 a bender. And I say this because not everybody can be as big as Torrin Montgomery or as big as Abdulair, right? Everybody can be Henry George. And he has made a living. 3-2. On the outside corner, called strike 3.
Oh, really?
Number 6 for Boyd.
Okay, Henry George is 5'9", 190.
I had the show Espresso, I think in November, December. I don't remember when, but I remember him telling me at the very end we were talking about, well, what do you do, hobby-wise in the off season? And he's like, well, funny you should say, I'm actually a coach. Now I wish I'd have found that out early in the interview because we would have talked about that. I didn't find out at the very end.
First pitch to Zach Vuletic.
By design,
back up the middle
maybe.
for a base hit. He's aboard. 2-out single for the X's. Dan, I found that Henry George was a coach on page 6 of Google. So you're gonna if that stuff, it's hard to find. It's definitely really hard.
My interview style a lot of times is I kind of just go the hometown and sort of the background. I didn't dive in that interview. I wanted to really have him introduce himself to us, and that was some part of it. But again, when I said, hey, what do you do in the off season? Part-time kid, it's always something fun that kids do. And it's like, I'm coaching. I'm like, what? And I'm like, we should know that.
Vuletic takes off for second. Is he out? Yes! Perfect throw from Sosa. Wow.
Mother.
And the inning is over. Vuletic.
We'll be back.
Gary Tomlin, wet head. Gary Tomlin, the dry look. Bob Schneider, wet head. Bob Schneider, the dry look. Jeff Edmond.
We could tell you what the dry look from Gillette can do for you, but we'd rather show you. All over the country, men are discovering the dry look from Gillette. #1 aerosol hair control. Only one with an adjustable valve. No wonder the wet head is dead. Ron Mize, the dry look. The dry look from Gillette.
Dutch Boy Professional Series works hard for you, in-store and on the job site, with top-quality durable paints, knowledgeable field reps, and exclusive professional contractor benefits. Dutch Boy Professional Series paints, available at Menards.
Allstate has life insurance that says you don't have to die to collect. It's our money-back plan. You get $10,000 of permanent insurance now, or your money back when you're 65. Every dime you paid in. Allstate Money Back. You get something back when your load gets lighter. You're in good hands with Allstate, young man. This is the big country. In this country, a man grows a healthy lust for living. He also grows one of the world's mightiest thirsts. That's why the Lone Star, the beer that's brewed here for the men who live here, became one of the world's finest, lightest beers. To go all the way with the big country thirst. Lone Star, the beer from the big country. The beer every beer would like to be like. That is Lone Star.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's get back into this one.
Weekend, of course, Friday night.
Looks like
no.
Okay, never mind.
Our website, our Facebook page for more information. X's next Friday, the Jersey auction, top of the 6th inning. We are 1-0 Sioux City. Sean Lynch.
It's also 4th of July.
Robbie Enriquez, the Max Murphy topped the card. Weatherby still on the hill as his first one tie for the ball. Weatherby with 81 pitches here, 82 coming, the 1-0. Tower out toward the left, drifting back as George, he's going to be under about 20 strides from that scoreboard in left field. He makes the play for out.
Perfect.
Number 1. One away here. Again, that 3rd and 4th fireworks show, tickets still available, but you better get those now. X's and it's sort of a weird.
Seriously, get them.
Yeah, get them. You got King County on Thursday, Gary on Friday, so that is a bit of a unique situation. Last year, Winnie was in town for the holiday. But
of course, the Canadian team during 4th of July.
At third, it was King County, and then you've got Friday with the Garys.
I thought it was flipped. I thought Gary was on
pitch
Thursday and King County's on
Enriquez,
Friday.
Anthony's are called strike 1-1.
Nope,
Fireworks,
he's right.
beat him, and then there's those jerseys on it. Friday night, I really like those this year. They look, I mean, usually the flag thing does it. High for the ball 1-1, but they have a bit of a you saw that graphic a moment ago that we put up there in the crew, but I like that look. It's a little different than what we've had in years past. I love it. Our collection of jerseys, man, they are something else. 1-1. There it is, outside corner. Good movement there at 91 the gun. Weatherby looks ahead of ball, 2 strikes to the left-handed stick of Enriquez. 1-0 Sioux City. Fasten seatbelt sign on the 6th inning. Again, steps back in that left side. Just trying to win a series at home and get a leading 27th victory. Here's the 1-2. Down the left field line. Long run for everybody. Long run over.
Someone catch it!
Bounce between George lays out for it. Much like it did in Winnipeg.
That would have been nice though if somebody would have caught it.
Held him up, and then
God, 4
Josh
of them
Dickett
out
over
there.
too. Man, they were all over there. They'll toss out the bullpen. But that was nearly where Himmerman deployed Winnipeg in foul territory, right by their bullpen. This time though, Lair was right there, and they're not too far behind him. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Texans have the 1-0 lead in the RBI from Shumpert. On those 5 hits, Goldie with 2 tonight in game number 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. To be rolling in his 3rd year as an Explorer. 1-2.
In the Sioux.
Tap toward the left side. Charging Belheim will be Day. Throws off balance to first, but keeping the foot on. Great work there by Tobelin. Keep the tippy toe on there, and a nice job. That 3-quarter throw. Great replay. Hey, baseball lot TV. Watch the charge from Day. Going high on the first. Yeah, look at that. Little tippy toe at first base.
Great athleticism there.
Job there. 6-3 on the put out for round number 2. That'll bring up Max Murphy. Murphy walked us last time. He's 0 for 1. Murphy, the long-time association, the top 5, 8 players in the league, swinging away 1-1. I mean, he's a guy that a high level for a long time. And he is a premier player in this league. Is the 0-1. Low for the ball, 1-1.
Dan, who's the best player you've ever seen in this league? And I'm not talking about stats or anything. Eye test only. The best player you have ever seen play in this league at any given time.
Interesting. Here's the 1-1.
The thinker.
Away, 1-2. Now, you're going to say best or my favorite? That's a tough. I always thought Michael Lang had something that no one else had. I've always thought
Which
that.
He did.
I never called a game with him. And me as a Sioux City guy, I was always an opponent. He always just did something special. 1-2. Foul back. And Michael always was getting on base, still going to keep base. And the other one that I just had nothing but respect for, and I just, every time I watched a game, it would be a big game winning RBI in Kansas City would be Nate Sampson, 2 Explorers. Pure hitter, power guy.
Good choices. Good choices,
Jose
Dan.
Sermo, in his real salad years, was something else, man. Still is. Swinging away, got him. See you later.
Yes.
I mean, Sermo steals bases,
We'll be back.
drives and runs, hits home runs, both sides.
You know what makes shaving such a pain? Going over and over against the grain can irritate. So Gillette introduces Face Saver. It softens like a foam, protects like a gel. New Face Saver actually leaves lubricating protection so you can even shave against the grain with less irritation. New Face Saver softens like a foam, protects like a gel. If
you're running out of gas when your ship comes in, you should know about Arco Supreme Gasoline. It helps keep deposits that can cause cars to lose mileage from clogging up the air passages of your engine. Arco Supreme Gasoline. You may only get a little more mileage, but sometimes a little more is enough.
Whether it's in the repair bay at your local service station or on the assembly line, keeping America rolling calls for air-powered tools built to stay on the job. Black & Decker Air Tools. They've proved their value in the hands of professionals on factory assembly lines, where Black & Decker air-powered grinders smooth the way day after day. Where powerful, lightweight, air-impact wrenches pass every durability test right on down the line. And Black & Decker high-torque air screwdrivers pass parts tight for miles to come. Black & Decker professional power tools, built to stay on the job long after the shine wears off. You can expect the best from Black & Decker.
Welcome back, everybody. Well, let's get on. Bottom 6. Let's get some insurance up there if we can get
this
it.
is great. This is Stinky's Chicken right there. This chicken score works 1-0. X is on top as Carlos Castro will swing it away. 1-1 had a single last time up. Scored the only Explorers run tonight. You're wondering where he came from? Well, he was on a flight bound in Game 1. He didn't land till 6 o'clock. Put the patches on his pants from his Mexican League stint this year. This is 0-1. Foul back 0-2. Now, and you're asking, what do you mean by that? Well, if you watch any Caribbean, and a little bit the Nippon and Korea and Taiwan, most international baseball, there are a lot of sponsorship patches. We have the carbless on our helmets now, as you see right there. But there are a lot of patches. That's sort of a international thing. Well, 0-2, a curveball, Dan, inside corner, call strike. He didn't like it, but boy, turn the corner there. There's out number 1. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that was quick.
I'm gonna be honest, I totally forgot.
The patches.
Oh yeah. Well, MLB has started doing that in the sleeves now. The Phillies have Luke Cross. Everybody wants to do Wawa, but I don't hate that. I don't hate the sleeve.
No, it's again, we had the Cardinal sponsorship on the helmet.
And then they had the Swiss Army on the helmets during the playoffs, which I wasn't a fan of.
There's the Sean Doles, rounding left.
It's okay.
The outside corner called strike 1. Well, and going back to my work in Australia, I promise I'll get to some of that tomorrow night. Probably I didn't get to it tonight. I got an email from a fan that we're going to, a listener, and we're going to talk a little bit more about. There's a lot going on up there. That's why I can't even. Every day it's changed. This is the 0-1. Side missing 1-1, but there are a lot of uniforms over there that have major sponsorship on them or in the name. I mean,
well, even in the KBO, they're named after sponsors. The Samsung Lions, LG Twins.
A little bit the same thing in the Nippon too. A little bit. There's a 1-1. On the outside corner, 1-2. You've got some of that going on as well. For example, the Toyo Carp. That's Hiroshima Toyo Carp. But Toyo is the company. Toyo Carp. It's the Toyo is a company.
They make Toyotas.
At Mazda Zoom Stadium. 1-2.
Is that what it's actually called?
It's called Low Revolt 2.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
One of the few.
Let's go Toyos.
I guess there's probably a handful of it. A lot of them are domes now.
I'm waiting for the TikTok dome. There's going to be a TikTok dome eventually.
Oh yeah.
Well, especially in Japan.
6th inning.
Or no, China.
Foul. Look out. They're dug out.
Or maybe Facebook sponsors a team. Mark Zuckerberg buys a team. Calls his stadium the Metaverse.
Well, I see that.
That'll, honest to God, probably happen sooner rather than later, if I'm being honest.
They were called forever. They were called the Jet Courier Melbourne Aces. It's a lot of to get in there too. Hideaway 3-2.
What's Jet Courier?
Jet Courier is a kind of a FedEx type company, but they're actually
courier.
They have 2 offices, one in Australia and one in Texas. It's a very interesting concept.
Texas and Australia
Danny
can't be that different. That's probably why you like it.
Lives in both.
So swinging away, there's out number 2. Boy, with this 7th punch out. Yeah, the owner of the Melbourne club his brother lives in DFW. They have a jet courier office there. But anyway, long
I just find it fascinating. Well, a little bit coincidental too that you know
it's becoming
that's where he
camp in the NFL. They've got,
lives, and that's where they have both their locations.
Mentioning the major leagues have that now. It's heading that way.
I think in 2020 they actually sponsored the divisions.
Yeah, I think you're right. Found a way right side.
Yeah, well, and the NHL did that too in 2021.
For a while there, the official name of the Perth Heat were the alcohol thing again Perth Heat.
That was just to get, you know, because they were losing money on ticket sales. So I mean,
to try to cut teenage binge drinking, and that's who sponsored the team.
That's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. 0-1, 2 down, 1-0. Bounce toward third, takes a foul turn for the Gold Eyes. It'll be Otrimba.
All right, so whatever money is in the pot tonight, we're actually going to carry over to tomorrow night's game.
Imagine you get the Whataburger Texas Rangers.
Hey, again, that's not would not be out of the realm of possibility. See that? 0-2. Down low and away for the ball 1-2, but you're seeing
Disney
more.
Los Angeles Angels.
You're seeing. We're headed that way, and I get it. I mean, you know, it's. I know that, for example, the Dallas Mavericks had that chime, that bank. It was their big with their jerseys. You're seeing more of that now. It's just the way of the nature of the business now. There's profit to be made from that, and why not? I get it. I never thought I'd see the day, but we're seeing it, and it's big down in Mexico. 1-2. Down low and away. 2-2. But yeah, I got a really good email. I promised I'd get to it. This is from Tuesday night. And I didn't really get to it, but someone was asking about some things about the ABL. And 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2-2. Curve inside 3-2. It's definitely a work in progress over there. And he asked me a few questions, and I'll try to get to those. Back to it. For Michael checking in with us. Michael Rudolph. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging a foul back. He asked me, would Australia be able to play at the double American Association level? And I would tell you,
hell yeah.
On an individual team basis, perhaps the top team, maybe.
We got to rank them. We got to rank all the
Well, yeah, I would say it depends on the given night. Now, an all-star team of Australians, yes. I would say yes, we compete in this league, but no problem. Individually, perhaps not. Here's a 3-2 payoff. Found a way right side down that line to where the busy bullpen. And the reason I say that
busy
because
bullpen.
The one thing, Michael, about foreign baseball and development league like that, you've got to have so many young players playing of domestic talent. So you might have a 17, 18-year-old kid in the bullpen pitching one night against a former major leaguer. That'll happen. Swinging a foul back.
Careful.
Just staying alive for day. And so that's why I would tell you would have a lot younger. Your younger players would be a lot younger than what you would have in this league, and so that would tell you there'd be a challenge overall. But if your best team with the best talent, if you can really pick the roster from each state, I think each team can compete in this league, and an all-star team for sure.
Well, let's see it.
3 balls, 2 strikes, and 3-2. Rounded toward third, behind the bag though. And he asked me, can they compete?
Foul ball.
I oftentimes tell people this, where you could have any given night a different. You could have a night where it's going to be A-ball play, one night it could be AAA. That's how the variations are over there. He asked about native Australians in our league, and yeah, Robbie Glendenning in Kansas City, and Josh Henderson in Kansas City. Low for the ball, he walked, he ball 4.
Okay.
I think Australians always have super cool names, like Peter Moylan, William Hendricks.
Yes. Ryan Rowland Smith. Guys like that. But yeah, Robbie Glendenning plays in Kansas City, Michael, and then we said Josh Henderson is in Kansas City as well. We've had some. Josh Tolles has played in the league here. We've had a player here as well. Here comes Logan Watkins out. We'll step aside. Aside time.
We got a pitching change.
Call the bullpen. Luke Bull.
Okay, we'll be back for 1 out.
There are many theories why the Track 2, the new 2-bladed razor from Gillette, gives you such a close shave. Let me tell you about one of them. We We know that when the first blade cuts your whisker, you can also lift it out a little from below the skin, exposing extra whisker. Now, if the theory is right, before that whisker snaps back, the second blade comes along and could shave that extra whisker. The new Gillette Track 2 twin blade shaving system. We think it's one blade better.
Now's the time for a great deal on a new Honda. It's time to drive smarter. High-tech features and excellent reliability. From the Kelley Blue Book Best Value brand. Right now, you can get a 3.99% APR on a 2025 HRV.
You're looking at a stability test of the new Goodyear Custom Wide Tread Radial Tire. Watch. 4 Goodyear stabilizer belts under the tread keep it flat on the road for handling and long mileage. And see how the polyester sidewalls flex in the turns to absorb the side forces and help the driver keep control. A long mileage Goodyear Custom Wide Tread Radial Tire, made for American cars.
Welcome back. I like how changing pitchers when they only need them for like 1 out, they're probably going to lose anyway, so it'll just be interesting to see how this ends up. That's all I'm going to say.
Home for Sioux City Explorers Baseball, KSCJ, Sioux City, Iowa.
And Osvaldo Tomlin steps in with the X's. Then Nishko, the lefty out of Winnipeg, 6'2", 205, takes
And
over. Lefty-lefty matchup, 1-0. X's here in this 6th inning. Nishko, new local product, 12 2/3 innings. And now, Mongo's coming down here. I'm not sure what he's...
Uh-oh. God only knows what.
There, but I'm not sure what... It's a clock thing, perhaps? 3.55 for Nishko. He's not animated, just sort of saying.
Watch him get thrown out of the game, though. That'd be funny as hell.
Nick Webb here, I don't know. I mean, I had to be the clock, I guess, but anyway, it's no balls a strike. They're at first base. Josh Day walked a moment ago. Tomlin walked back in the 4th inning. He's 0 for 1. On the left side, a lefty-lefty matchup. Got a right-hander getting loose. 0-1. Swinging away, but it's 0-2. Other question was the question was asked by Michael, and George Khalil played here 4 years ago, I guess it was. It would have been 22 season. George went to the University of South Carolina, and he was an infielder here. He's from Victoria, but he played for the Sioux City Explorers. There's been a handful that have played this league. First, long look over there. 0-2. Line to left down the line. That could be trouble. Get out at wheel, base hit.
Yes.
Heading for third, heading for second. Actually breaks to one at first base. Corners.
Nicely done from
Josh Day
Tomlin.
at third base. Tomlin is at first base. He's got
some
hit.
insurance here.
With Nick Shumpert
Really sealed the deal.
already has got the RBI. The other way, down the line, slides into the corner. Although also Sam Street played this league as well. He was from Victoria. I'm trying to think of the other guys that we've seen over the years. There's been others, but Michael, yes, there have been a handful. And I think there'll be more coming down the road. Appreciate the email. You can email me at xsbaseball.com. Vaughn, VAUGHAN at xsbaseball.com. Vaughn at xsbaseball.com. Well, good to hear you from you, man. I'll get back to you personally as well. Shumpert will roll it foul. It's 0-1. Speaking of Australia, Shumpert played over there. I was talking about this my wife last night. Found out that Nick attended the same high school for a year that our niece and nephew did in Denver. He and I were talking about that on Tuesday night. So we're going to roll her foul behind the plate, but also Shumpert time in the ABL as well. Adelaide back in 18 and 19.
That's Australian for sure.
Remember that road trip well. 0-2. Found away right side. As a matter of fact, I think I told this story in the air. My mom and my aunt flew with the team and myself from Perth to Adelaide. That series, it was kind of cool because Adelaide's got great wine country. Mom got good to the wine country. And I did a little baseball. It's fun. Paul Morgan and I did. Good times. 0-2. Rolled it foul, third base side. With the greatness of the Akbar Hotel, which has got a really cool
Akbar
machines,
Hotel.
little slot
Okay.
machines. It's great.
What's pokey?
Little slot machine.
Oh, okay.
And you get like dollar drafts. Play
You get what?
dollar draft beers.
Oh, okay.
Like little tinnies. They call them. Minis or tinnies.
I'd love that. I know that.
0-2, runner the corners. Here's the pitch. High, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Sean's got to be careful. It's just been all night.
Yep.
Anything outside, he's got to put the bat on the ball. Or at least spoil it.
And he's sitting back in the 4th inning, man, at 1-0. Right now, it's still 1-0. 6th inning, but that's
Hit it out of the park. You know what? Just hit it out of the park.
1-2. That's high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Inishko kind of lost the balance.
If he can get it out, then yeah.
From Winnipeg, playing for his
That would at
hometown
least
Gold
be
Eye.
very nice.
Which I mentioned over the weekend wasn't always the case. They got a lot of native Canadians on the team now. 6. 2-2. That's a curveball on the inside corner. Do it, boy. Dandy break ball right there.
Well, we'll be
out.
back.
Hi, I'm Charlie Jones. The folks who live down here use Black & Decker garden tools all year round. No matter where you live, this is your chance to make light work of tedious outdoor jobs with this Black & Decker Super Bowl special. This big capacity shrub hedge trimmer is only $24.99, the best price ever for this much help. Look at this extra long double-edged blade, a full 60 inches for fast cutting in any direction. And the wraparound handle gives you easy balance for precise control at all angles. With a few quick passes, you can shape up shrubbery, rose bushes, azaleas, even ivy. Look for this, just $24.99 for Black & Decker's Super Bowl special. A real buy during any season of the year. Expect the best from Black & Decker for less than you'd expect.
It's time for E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online.
With this high-powered 30 caliber rifle, we're going to try to blast open this Masterlock model number 15. We blew a half-inch hole clear through, but the Masterlock still holds tight. If you want to hold on to what you've got, insist on genuine Masterlocks, known for being tough under fire.
Alright, final half inning here. See if the X can close it here.
For details, go to fremontfire.com.
Oh, nice CapEx tip of the cap going to Nick Shumpert. Try it again.
FM 94.9 KCJ, City Island.
Nick Shumpert, our CapEx tip of the game. But the game,
Felix
only RBI the game
the
so
new
far.
pitcher.
4th inning. Brought to you by CapEx. There's a ground ball to short. Over to a bag. It'll be day. He'll field on the first. Little low, but right there. Tumbleton digs it out. 1 down here in this last call inning for Winnipeg. Trumba 6-3 the books. 1 pitch, 1 down. Tonight's tip of the cap sponsor by CapEx, the official hat provider of the American Association. Felix Cepeda in to close the door here. Cepeda so far this year, 19 ball games, 23 innings, 32 punch counts, a 1-5-0, looking for his 11th save, and the first one is high for the ball to Ray Patrick Ditter, 0 for 2. How about Weathery tonight?
He's been nice.
He was outstanding. 6 innings, 2 hits. Called strike on the outside corner. Ball, one walk rather than the 8 strikeouts. Boy, he was outstanding. And at night, you needed it in the worst way. Here's the 1-1. A little bit low for the ball. It's 2-1. Cepeda, really, really spot on, man. He's been good. Just going to use him last Friday. I've been winning. Here's the 2-1. And Saturday and Sunday. Swinging away, 2-2. 1-0 X's. Trying to get a good news.
Yeah, and like I said, that $1,300 will carry over into tomorrow night.
Even up the season series. 2-2. Not by much. 3 balls.
It's okay. It's okay.
Dangerous Jacob Robson on deck. Paid it with a 3-ball, 2-strike count.
Not that dangerous.
Payoff. Fouled away. That'll be over the top of us here.
Into the seats.
Yeah, appreciate all the emails. We had a lot of emails this week.
Into the
That's
seats.
a lot of you folks. Appreciate y'all.
I don't know.
Bear with me.
Why? I mean,
by the
just
way, I
an
got
influx.
a photo from Clubby John Witt. 3-2 payoff.
Although it is a very interesting and busy week, to be fair. So.
Pants we were talking about earlier. It's funny because we were talking about an HEB last night to John Colavita, and then that's the sponsor of the pair on the pants.
APT? No.
3 balls, 2 strikes, the 90
Twice
outs,
I
right
made
in the
that
wheel
joke.
and deal. Inside, walking ball
Careful,
forward,
careful,
and here comes Robson. Well, hold on for dear life tonight again. Axis with 6 hits tonight, 2 for the goal eyes. Robson, a guy that could damage you. Righty lefty, it's 1 for 2. 1-0 Sioux City. Last call from Iowa. Pitch. Swinging away, 1-1. 96 with a gun, then really around the hands and some movement. Cepeda, who again did not travel up. We picked him up on the way back. He had Luis Totabia on the way back from Canada. 0-1. Swinging away, 0-2 at 96 again.
Perfect
Just counted it up there.
pitch.
Braxton Turner is on deck.
Go, Knights, go. Or go. I don't know what I'm saying. To be honest, it's just... It's late at night. Okay. Oh my god, no way. I was gonna say, I definitely a little more quiet than we like it around here. Although you did get the strikeout, so... Winnipeg is down to their final out here. We have to reboot it.
But he was bluffing, he did not go. On the outside corner, called strike 1-1.
Pinch hitter now for...
Made the move to second, put the brakes on. No balls, a strike. Burns it away. The 0-1. Bouncer right side, but foul. That's over the head in foul territory. Tobel in there. He was over that way, but he was 3 or 4 steps in foul territory. 0-2 the count. Down their final strike here. Time is called. The Vermont's had something with the helmet. I'm not sure what, but he's going to take it off and adjust it.
Shoot, there goes that.
Step back in.
I gotta plug my phone before it
balls as well
dies.
for the plate umpire, Tim Toya.
Give me a second here.
We go again. Right-hander leans in. Those letters will deal the 0-2. Snap throw back to first. Back in there. And I think that was called from down below, I think.
There, now we're good. I want to make sure we're able to finish out the broadcast proper.
2 down. 1 down makes Sioux City. Cepeda deal. A little high, 1-2.
It's okay. It's okay.
6. I think it's slipped out of his hands a little. He looked kind of
probably
like he had maybe lost the grip on that slider there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Final hope for goal. Here's the pitch. A little high, 2-2. Fastball up at 96. Zepeda grabs that rosin real quick. Comes back. Works that first base side of the rubber. 1-0 Sioux City. Last call for Winnipeg.
Clap.
Time at first to go ahead as the plate. Here's the 2-2 runner goes. Swing and a miss.
There we go.
And the game is
Beautiful.
over. This one at Good News Thursday night in the nightcap. Texas winning 1-0.
And I lost
Felix
my blue
says,
end
you
here.
betcha. Texas winning 1-0. Stay tuned. Those
Holy
totals.
smokes.
They come on next.
What a game that was, though, to be honest with you. 1-0. So, yeah, that 1,300, that'll carry over into tomorrow night's show. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching us here tonight. The first, like I said, well, we're going to make this every Thursday and Friday night right here on RVN. Still trying to keep to the 2 to 3 games per week schedule, like with the Musketeers, and this. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be doing here. Thank you all so much for joining us here tonight. Coming up next, your late local news, the RVN News at Night, and RVN Late Night over most of these RVN stations, except for on the West Coast. Thank you all so much for watching. We will see you all tomorrow night. Good night.
Giveaway items as our gift.
To remind you that 60% of sales on Amazon come from independent sellers. Tracy from